Hi Dimitri. This is a video for you to explain what I meant by the issues with the ECM during the initial phase of the combat, which is my opinion not modeled correctly in CMO. Let me explain this test. So what I'm gonna do here is the following. I have two aircraft, exactly the same, which I labeled. The one with an ECM pod is called Dimitri, and it's an F-16, F-15C Eagle, which is exactly as the other one is with Chag, which has no ECM. Just to show you, this guy here, I deleted the ECM from it. There are just the two RWRs and the ALR56C, and Dimitri, you have the 135, the defensive ECM pod. Okay, both have radar on, and by doctrine, both cannot shoot any missile. Both are converging at this point. Okay, and I'm going to show you that the engagement range in CMO for this kind of combat is completely dependent of the whether an aircraft is carrying ECM pod or not. And for that, I put on the other side, now I just changed the side, another F-15C, exactly the same, with this two AMRAAMs. And the goal of this test is to show that the F-15C is going to, first of all, detect both guys at the same time, and it's going to engage both of them at the same time. So to show you that there is no effect of ECM on this important part, and this is going to put the guy carrying ECM in disadvantage from the beginning on. Okay, so I'm going to start simulation. I'm going to put both of them hostile. I'm going to change the side, put this guy in a hostile, and go back. So you're all there. You can see this guy here is being detected by the ALR56C. Here is Thiago with no ECM. Here's Dimitri with the ECM on the top. The radar, there is no contact. I'm going to crank up a little bit the speed. I'm going to show both get at the same time. I'm going to press pause when that happens. Hopefully I'm fast enough. Right now, no contact for the radar. And this is going to happen hopefully in a few seconds. Just let it go. Still just the RWR, the 56C is seeing that. It can estimate a range about 80 nautical miles for both of them. This one is a little bit farther away. No, it's the same actually. So we get there. Probably can speed up this part of the video later. I don't want to speed up too fast here, otherwise I cannot stop fast enough to show that both are going to get a radar lock at the same time. So let me see if I can manage to do that. Okay, stop. Okay, so I stopped the video. Both are the same range. This one is you, Dimitri, with a DCM pod at 73.6 nautical miles. This one, it's me at 74 nautical miles. And they are both detect the same range. So there is no ECM effect here on the range of detection. That means that ECM is not working as in real life. I'm going to show a video later to show how it's the effect of ECM on the radar, not on F-15 but of 16. So let's see what happens. These guys here have this automatic evasion, which I'm not gonna use the word gaming anymore because I think it is offended some people. I'm just gonna say because of that, because both of them can be engaged at the same time, the automatic evasion is actually a flaw in the system. So let's take a look on that. So imagine these guys could engage, okay? And they fired their semi-active missiles, but this guy here would not be locked by the F-15C on that side because it would have ECM. The burn-through range of for a jamming F-15C, that case you, Dimitri, would be much shorter than for me without a DCM pod. I think that's very clear, but that's not going to happen. Both are going to be engaged more or less at the same time. The F-15C enemy here is going to engage. I'm going to speed up a little bit faster so we get in range here. This is gonna be target. It's gonna be tracked here by the APG-63. Its target in a few slides, and first missile and second missile. Okay, I stop it. Okay, one missile was shot at you first, the guy with the same pod. The second missile was shot at the same range. Take a look. 38 nautical miles. The guy without the same pod, 37.7 nautical miles, even closer. So DCM has no effect. Now I'm gonna decrease the speed so you can take a look on that. So both AMRAAMs A's are flying towards the two targets, and they have the automatic evasion hopefully on. Let's both get defensive, and maybe it's gonna be shot down or not. That's not the point here right now. Okay, so this is what I meant. This is what I meant, that the fact that DCM is not working as it should be. I mean, it should be. I'm going to show you how it should be. This puts both aircraft on defensive because of this silly maneuver. Sorry, of this automatic evasion maneuver here. I'm going to show you now how a jamming looks like. So this is here. I'm going to put here. This is here first a fixed picture of the back cockpit of an F-16. You can see here the MFD with the HSD, 20 nautical miles. The radar range is at 10 nautical miles, and this is how it looks like. Okay, I'm not sure if there are enemies here. I cannot see them if they are beyond the 10 nautical miles, but what you can see here is that the information on the range which is necessary to shot your AMRAAM is completely lost. You cannot engage a target which is outside of the burn-through range of another aircraft, for example, an F-16C, whatever, carrying a defensive or the defensive pod. You see here that in the case of the APG-68 here, you can see here that the jamming position is off all sources on the top, and you cannot see any contact here. The azimuth information is more or less preserved, but the range is completely lost. Let me show you now a video of that. This is a F-16 combat. You see here the radar. I'm going to just go. So the target is being tracked in range-wise scan, 40 nautical miles. Closure rate is really fast. So this guy here is at angles 30 and at about 20 nautical miles. It's not jamming at all, and the guy's in simulated mode. And yeah, so let's take a look. I think I'm recording the audio also.
We'll stay down here in the top block here. So I'll set some more this way. Let's go 20-mile scope. Let's go track while.
Take a look. So the guy said 20 on my scope. The guy now is at 28 and is more or less head on. You see here the 17 left. So this guy has just 10 degrees off the nose. It seems there are other contacts here very close, but I'm not sure what are these points, or just spurious contacts. But the point is no jamming, perfect contact.
Scan.
Okay, so this is important. The guy went to track while scan mode. A second target appeared behind it. Okay, contact. Let's hear what he says. There's a second contact trailing this guy here at angles 28, and he's surprised by that. And let's see what happens.
Expand on him.
Okay, he expanded the mode of JPG-68 to see there is indeed a contact. He's tracking this guy here in the trackwise scan mode. The other guy is behind it, and he's surprised.
Slater 2 is painting two guys out there. Just curious. You're at Angels 27. That's from 2.
And now suddenly the second guy disappears. He lost the contact. You see, he was in trackwise scan tracking the guy, then someone start jamming. And this guy here is at maybe in the scan 20 nautical miles, he's about 10 nautical miles. He lost the track. He lost the track. Jamming, and see what happens.
7 and 10 miles, go ahead.
Okay, and now he managed probably with his stick to get again the trackwise scan, but the other guy that was trailing, the other one disappeared, and you see there is a jamming information at the top, so disappeared. And then the jamming gets crazy, yeah. So you see here that a lot of sources, probably while the APG-68 radar was scanning here, this guy was being jammed at different side lobes, whatever, and you see here how much is you lose information on the azimuth, but of course on the range completely disappeared. The guide which is closer, which is inside the burn through range, yeah, it cannot escape, it's there. But for some reason the other guide disappeared, probably because the nose of the guy trailing was pointing towards this radar. This guy here has a 30 degrees offset, it's a 15 left, so it's not completely pointing. This is an additional thing about the jamming thing with the pods, which are very, is not omnidirectional, but they are very, precise in direction. They are a cone. But this, I know this is probably beyond what you want to simulate in CMO, but I'm just saying that this is important. It's lost.
Single target track.
And he's surprised, single target tracked. There was two contacts, now there's just one and a lot of jamming. Then he went for single target tracked. He goes for the heads up display. You see the guys coming heads on, very close or fast, very close, 6.2 nautical miles. He's also very fast at 21,000 feet. And he's gonna go for a Fox 2 simulated kill on the guy that he managed to lock.
Fox 2.
Okay, so I'm pretty much done here. What I want to say, which is the point about this ECM thing, which is something which is, in my opinion, based on what I can show here in open source videos and unclassified stuff, is not correct model, still not correct model in CMO. And I sincerely hope that if this could be addressed in a proper way. I'm not saying that you need to simulate it here at 6 degrees of freedom, simulate whatever, but maybe aggregate that numbers a little bit better. That would be really nice. Okay, that's pretty much from me.